What is going on today, YouTube family? We are behind the wheel of this 2017 BMW 540 xDrive. This thing is very nice, so much to the point where I am now like, should I have just waited? I just bought, as you guys know, a E350 4MATIC, but this thing is super nice. It's gonna have some more things with respect to maintenance to keep up on versus that vehicle, but it may have been worth it. So this thing has the cognac interior. It is the Alpine white on the exterior. It's just a great looking vehicle. It's got a heated steering wheel, which my car doesn't have. Wish it had that. And just look at it. Absolutely gorgeous. I love those wheels. It's got brand new tires on the vehicle. Full LED illumination, of course. These are adaptive swiveling lights as well, so they will adjust while you turn. It's just a really sharp looking vehicle. This particular one does have the parking assist package, so it can park itself. That's what all those extra sensors are for. And it's just a classic 5 Series BMW. This thing will never, at any point in time, no matter how old it gets, look old. It is a fantastic vehicle. It's got the tried and true 3-liter straight 6 by BMW, which is of course turbocharged, and in typical BMW fashion, they are not being truthful about the horsepower rating. They say this thing only makes 335 horsepower, but with a 4.7 seconds 0 to 60, I'm gonna have to beg to differ. This interior is very nice. I love this color. It's got the all-weather mats as well that have the 5 on the edge to let you know it's the 5 Series, just in case you forgot somehow. It does have ambient lighting, a Harman Kardon system as well. Very solid doors. Love the ambient lighting. It does have 3 stages of heated seats for the outboard passengers as well. You do have a climate control back here too. This thing is really nice. The only thing I wish it had is a panoramic sunroof, but other than that, this thing has pretty much anything you could want or need. That's just a quick look at the front of the vehicle that way as well. Let's go ahead and pop the hood so you can see the engine that's powering this thing. And with BMWs, you pull it once and then again, and that fully releases it. So when I get up here, I don't have to fuss around looking for a latch. Just go ahead and lift the hood up. It does, of course, have dual latches for increased rigidity. We got some braces here as well. And there it is. Twin power turbo. And that just means that it is a single turbo with a twin scroll setup for quicker peak torque and quicker spooling of the turbo, but it is a single turbo motor, 3 liters in displacement, and each cylinder follows the next one in line, which is why it's called an inline 6. Go ahead and close that up, and everything with this thing just solid, very solid. That's just a German car thing in general. As you see, this one is the Sport line, so that's why it has those really nice wheels. And then we have this, I want to say, is a 12-inch display here for your navigation, all your car functions. It does have Apple CarPlay, does have a wireless charger. There's also Wi-Fi built in. There's your wireless charger there with more ambient lighting and some cup holders. This you can use to control the screen. You can also use it to write on. And then you have some storage in there as well, which is not very deep, but storage nonetheless. You have parking sensors. You have your drive mode selector here, which is nice as well, and then BMW's traditional shifter. So we're gonna go ahead and take this thing out real quick, do our normal test drive route. It does have paddle shifters, automatic wipers, automatic headlights, high beams, all the things that you would come to expect in a modern BMW. It has a partial digital and almost kind of analog display here, and these are 3D, so you can actually touch this, which is kind of cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and set off and head out. This vehicle's 3-liter inline 6 is paired up with ZF's tried and true 8-speed. So it's a very quick responding transmission. It's also very smooth. And the ZF 8-speeds have been pretty reliable in pretty much everything that they've been placed in so far. Even some of the FCA/Stellantis products. So the transmission is pretty much golden. And straight off the bat, I can tell you this vehicle feels sportier than an E350 for sure. Definitely feels sportier. Still very smooth. Still very refined experience to drive it. But also very quick. Turn on that heated steering wheel, get some of that action going. And right now we're just in our comfort mode, but I'm gonna go ahead and pop it into sport. As you see, the display changes, the gauges change. And even though this isn't an M series or anything like that, the exhaust still has that nice bark in between each gear shift, which is really nice. I enjoy that. And in comparison to my E350, the transmission in this vehicle is definitely more eager. Now it is in sport mode, but even if it was in its comfort mode, the ZF 8-speed is always ready to drop a gear for you. Very comfortable. It makes perfect sense why these vehicles can get on the Autobahn and just stay at 155 plus miles an hour, and you just feel like nothing's happening. And I mean, in a straight line, this thing can literally just cruise at triple-digit speeds like it's nobody's business, and you're completely comfortable, relaxed. Vehicle feels solid. It doesn't feel like it's affected by wind, you know, things like that. It's just a very, very well put together vehicle. Wow, that heated steering wheel comes on and works fast. Jeez. Let's get into these paddle shifters here. Downshifts are almost immediate. The tachometer is moving a little bit faster than the actual transmission and engine are pairing up for that next gear shift, but it's not off by much. Wow, and the upshifts are very immediate. But I will say the E350 that I have, it does have a certain charm to it. This vehicle does as well, but they do feel different for sure. I like them both for what they offer and what they are. This one obviously is newer than my car, so it does have more updated technology, which is appreciated. But now that I've actually driven it, it's not like I'm like, crap, I should have just waited and got this. But it is a fantastic looking vehicle, and it drives well too. This particular example here has, I want to say, let's see, yeah, 97,737 miles. So it's been driven, it's been maintained and taken care of, which is why it still drives as well as it does. But people that always say, you know, German cars, they go out, you know, they're not reliable, they're this, they're that. You just can't afford to maintain it. And so because you can't afford to maintain it, yeah, it is gonna have certain issues, because it's not a Honda Civic. You know, a Honda Civic tells you that it needs its oil changed, and you drive it for another month and a half, you know, on old oil, it ain't even complaining about it. When this car tells you that it needs to go in for service, you should have already had it in for service the day before it told you. You know, it's one of those situations. So take care of it and it will take care of you. There are Mercedes and BMWs out here that have 150, 200,000 miles or more on them, and they are still driving and running just fine, but it's because their owners are taking excellent care of them, as they should. Yeah, that exhaust is nice. It's got a nice bark, like I said, in between each gear shift. Sounds fantastic. And the transmission is very smart to know that if I'm getting into a situation where I need to brake, it's going to help me. If you saw it downshifting, whenever you hit the brake kind of aggressively, it will do that, which is really nice. So we will go ahead and try out. I'm going to turn off the traction, and we're going to see if we can do a quick 0 to 60. Yeah, definitely faster than my E350 for sure. No question about that. Look at that poor guy back there in the dust, buddy. That was fun. I think we'll do that again. This thing is no way, BMW. You can try that on somebody that doesn't know any better. 335 horsepower does not move like that. I'm sorry. Knock it off. This thing feels like at least 370 horsepower. It's probably making more than that, to be honest with you. This thing is no slouch at all. What a nice car. And you see how it drives with almost 100,000 miles on it. That lets you know that this thing was maintained beautifully. So people, like I said, when people complain about German cars, again, if you can't afford to maintain it, just don't buy it, and it won't be a bad car to you, because they're not bad cars. You just have to have the money to keep them running properly. And they do. They take a little bit more maintenance than the average, Honda or Toyota, but they drive a lot better than the average Honda or Toyota. So it's the price you pay. I want to thank you guys for joining me in today's video. Make sure you like and subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think of the vehicle, and we'll catch you in the next one, folks. Take one more look at it. Just look at it. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous car. Wow. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.